Greetings everyone, my name is Theodora Perumb. Thank you for tuning in to the Vatra channel and specifically for the Unfolding Creative Writing series that I'm going to be sharing with everyone. May you find what you are looking for or write your way into becoming it. That's the theme of my approach to creative writing and its purpose and use and its benefits. So what I've done here is I'm outside at Vatra in the gazebo and I've set up my little writing sacred space, which is something that if you do choose to enter the beautiful, diverse exploration of discovering your own inner voice, or the many voices, through the art of writing, then you can set up a little space. I like to have a candle, some incense to help me ground into this present moment. A glass of water is good to have, my favorite pen, some of my old notebooks that I can flip through and gain inspiration from if I get stuck somewhere. Phone is off, and I have here the current book that I'm reading. It's a children's book from the Dacian Association here in Romania about the history of the Dacians, and it's inspired my creative juices to reconnect to creative writing and to share with you a piece that I wrote, one of the first pieces that I wrote a few years back that came through me in stream of consciousness flow style. So I want to share it with you, just to give you a reminder, if you will, and an example of what can happen when we choose to sit and be open and take that time for ourselves to listen to what our inner voices really would like to communicate with us. So I invite you to get comfy and to listen to a piece that's called Scientific Hypothesis. According to my research, there is a subtle yet pervasive illness in the popular eye. Common symptoms: a convergence of crises, fatigue, episodes of confusion, deep-seated anxiety, lack of sleep, weak sense of spirit, time transfiguration, belief system manipulation, desire deception, madness in mass migration, genetic copulation, nation propagation, nuclear proliferation, celebrity iconization, nature separation, population alienation, anxiety, paranoia prolongation, gestation, apathy, ignorance, gestation, just stay shunned, distrust, fear, pizza crust beer, maybe a tear, military industrial complex cheer, essential element water unclear, plagued with plastic, oozing of oil, but we continue to toil, titillating the technocrats, tantalized by TV spots as the power of a species rots. How will we untie these knots? In the age of technological holographic perception, who's really in charge of the direction when most conversation is merely regurgitation? I hope you can still feel my frustration. To counter this privation, the alternatives for elation have always churned beneath the veil. Vernacular culture maintains the flow of progression, despite mainstream revolutions which were meant to fail. Within these waves swim the legacy continuation of evolutionary integration and divine direction. Prescription: find your voice through breathing exercises, sound meditation, and creative exercises, such as writing. Give reference to whoever has taught you an important lesson. Release what no longer serves you. Raise your vibration and practice humility. Further suggestions for holistic remediation: cultivating capacity, confirmation of human capabilities, conceptualizing the commons, coordinating construction, coalesce, collection of comrades, community, connection, cooperation, culture, condensation of concepts, crossing the bridges of consciousness, possible side effects, pineal gland activation despite calcification from tap water fluoridization, child play animation, urban agricultural fortification, and courage cultivation. Preamble to subjective scientific method. I take a quote from the great infamous Rumi. I have been a seeker and I still am, but I stopped asking the books and the stars. I started listening to the teaching of my soul. It is only within that I found my drôle script and became able to rehearse for my role. I have met my true self, the actor upon this grand stage, realized the world outside is a reflection of the oppressed inner sage. Beyond guilt, sadness, and fear, I utilize my saliva to digest this next page. After so much internalized rage, I can now be an agent of evolutionary change. I want to sweep you up into this evolutionary current, to activate your deepest sense of self-love, higher purpose, and creative magic. That's the muse coming in. Oh yeah. I shall ignite dormant passions, irritate your apathy, and insecticide you with the desire to grow your own gifts. Activation of our shared work, cultural change agents, unite and go forth. The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose is to give it away. According to my research, it seems Buddha was correct in his discovery. The future cries out for all our dreams to take flight. Strength at rest is the greatest strength. I wish to send you my truth, not force you to receive it. Take what you will, and no, there's no bill. Innocence of a child. So I take this opportunity to communicate to you what my wildest dream conceals, even though we're bred to fear what another feels. I have learned to reconceptualize the norm, organize the emotional storm, and synthesize into form. My full being is officially reborn. It's about time for my voice to explode. For so long I've been wearing this cultural coat, it's not keeping me warm. I was always so cold, lost in my thoughts of how to bring peace to the world. But I have now stripped off those layers and pushed through the barriers, removed the clutter and clarified my stutter. I stand in my core, not afraid to be naked, and I promise to the world that I never will fake it. I'm on a mission to evolve, and you may think I'm a hippie, ideal, or utopian. But you see, the wisest business decision is to channel my energy with conscious precision. Politics and healing will be connected in years to come, as people awaken to hidden truths they've been feeling. And this field of community art, well, everyone will like to take part. So thank you, education. I can now prepare a proposal for peace or arrange an argument for war. I can even sway what your heart has in store. But I acknowledge that only you can know what you are meant for. So I thank you for your strength, support, and love galore. Mirror, mirror in my hand, can I really take a stand? Impossible, said pride. Risky, yelled experience. Pointless, mused reason. Give it a try, whispered the heart, the sacred witness during this ride. Trust, dialogue with myself, and humility. I could say more and write more, but thank you for witnessing Miss No More's show. I am free because I see that I be what I be within a community of infinite potentiality. In conclusion, it appears I have discovered a cure Ho! Ho ho. At least for myself, anyway. So thank you for tuning in to this writing piece. As you can see, many different voices came through. The voice of the innocent child within, of, like a higher aspect of myself that understands the grander picture, that's guiding me towards, my mission here. The great inspirer, a bit of the cynic, the conspiracy theorist a little bit came through. So different aspects of the entirety, multidimensionality of a being comes through in the writing process, and it's a beautiful process. The reason why I like the writing process particularly is because through the education system, we are entering a type of program of belief systems. And it's through writing and reading, literacy, that these belief systems and structures are deeply ingrained into the brain. So by utilizing the same program, if you will, of writing and literacy through creative writing, we're actually helping to undo some of the blocked perceptions and patterns of thinking and of behavior in return that have come about through the writing process. So we're helping to undo that. For someone who is highly trained academically at the university level, it wasn't very easy at first. It was actually it caused a lot of anxiety, shall I say, to begin to write freely and not within the essay structure and the logical flow that generally is prescribed and honored in most of societies. So it was a great process for me to let go and to allow the flow of consciousness to come through. And I had no idea what would come out, and this was one of the first pieces that came out. So it turns out, I have a cool creative knack for words that seem to flow. So thank you for tuning into this first piece, this first example, if you will. In future videos, I'll share some of the other pieces for different purposes, and a few tips for creative writing process for personal development. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I wish you awesome creative juices to flow onto your paper through your hand and pencil or pen. It's beautiful art.